Alex will give you this board. So you have to skip the slides and come to the conclusion. Okay? Don't waste other time. So you have to prepare according to 7 minutes. And this time group 10 to 1. Start telling then only the timer will go.
What?
Because I can see that side. Everyone has to sense of
Yeah.
I got it first. Oh, can I so, here? I'll do my other stuff. Cái này có hai cái lô vé nó cái lô vé của mình tức là tôi lên các viết như này một cái viết như này cái này là xong rồi cái này là thiếu double bond đúng không? Mày riêng cái này là trừ 20 điểm. Sát lại cái này là mấy lần cả suy của này bởi vì nó là cái này 5 reports? Hold it, nó làm được average. Hold it. 3 thì anh đưa về công ty được chưa? Tôi cảm giác cái ông cái ông thì làm thì ông mà Yes.
So it will be starting as soon as the timer.
Okay. Okay.
Good morning, sir and friends. Now I'm from Group 10, and this is all my teammate. And now we're going to be presenting about optimizing smart home system and in-depth analysis for enhanced industrial development. This is investment from our last paper, which is the Smart Products Impact to Economy. Next slide, please. So right now I'm gonna introduce about smart home problems, the conceptual model studies, the model studies founding and conclusions, and then all the solutions in this journal. So what is a smart home? Smart home is involved the integration of advanced technology, which is a home that have been integrated with IoT technology. But the functionality is we are departing from home traditional because we cannot live always developing from time to time. That's why we need to develop our home system. And then what are the benefits from these smart home technologies? The benefits are we are addressing the evolving of the resident needs. The needs for all family becoming more and more complex each time to time. That's why we need smart home technologies to make it better. And then the technological synergy, we need to synergize all the between IoT, AI, and then all the machine learning available on the technology market. Next slide, please. And then there's the evolution and history of the smart home technology. The early days of home technology, this is when this first electrical appliance come into the market, come from like a washing machine, come from a AC, and then there's come the rise of automation, where you can turn on your AC using a remote. And then after that, there's a computer age influence, where computer has become more common and common to all the people in the world. Next. And then there's the Internet of Things revolution. This is where Wi-Fi has become more common to the society. This is where the start of you can control your smart home device from outside of your home or even from the other parts of the world. And then the next will be the pioneering of the smart home technologies. This is where companies like NTUST and Google have becoming smart home technologies become more and common, especially in the apartment industries. And the next is for the today's sophisticated systems. And right now, we already have systems like Alexa, we already have systems like Google Assistant to help us all. And the most common ones are Siri. Next one. And then there's all the components of the smart home products, which is the intelligent lighting system, where it's get turned on when there's a motion activity inside the room. And then there's a smart climate control to control all the environment inside the home, from the temperature to humidity and all the other stuff inside the room. And there's a home security and surveillance, starting from a smart door lock to all kinds of other stuff. Next slide. And there's a smart appliances like the home cleaning robot or like all the smart home technology like smart washing machine where you can control it outside. And there's a smart speaker and voice assistant like I have mentioned before. And there's all the smart sensor that are keeping integrated from all the smart home devices. Next. And there's a home automation system and the connectivity and the interoperability. We're using Wi-Fi or a home cloud service that integrates all of the smart home devices together so it can function as a main cloud domain. Next slide. And then there's the smart home benefit and goals. There's a seamless automation that you can receive from using a smart home. We can control all the devices separately by using only your smartphone. And there's a remote control capabilities where you can use it from even other side of the world. There's an energy efficiency and cost saving. This has been researched through more from time to time because this is one of the most important things. And we know Taiwan is really important of the SDG part. Next. And there's a personalized user experience because we have a thing called machine learning and AI. Right now, the AI can learn through our human daily basis from our human activities, so they know whether the AC should be put on which temperature on which time. And there's a real-time alert and security, and there's an intelligent response to external factor. Next. And then there's an energy waste issues, which is the device can be inefficient of reliance on connected device, continuous connectivity. Next slide. And there's a complex automation algorithm because the algorithm must be pretty complicated to integrate all of that. And there's a limited end of life consideration and power hungry sensors from all the devices. Next. And there's the financial problem from all these smart home devices, which is there's a high initial investment, device compatibility, subscription fee, and service costs. Next. And there's a maintenance and upkeep that needs to do for all the smart home devices, the energy bills that keep piling up inside your home bills, and then the security cost. Next. And there's the data privacy concerns because all our life are being monitored by the smart home devices. We need to know where the data is going from and who's gonna receive the data. And then there's an insurance premium and the depreciation and resale value after the device are being broken down. Next. And then there's a smart home conceptual modeling approach, which is the challenge keeping in the defining smart home are including energy efficiency, time optimization, and heightened comfort. And as you can see, we define all the dimensions in here, which is the monitor, switch control, and all the control you can see here. Next slide. And then there's the smart home, reusing the conceptual model to find the consensus gap. So like all the people must know what the smart home can do and couldn't do. And then we need to incorporate users' feeling because we need to know what the users are feeling about all the smart home devices. Next slide. And then this is all the modeling approach that we need to be done because this is all the intelligence level from all the sensors. Next slide. This is just the features from all the smart home devices. Next slide. So like in summary, user satisfaction highlights the key factor, which is the smart home products and assistant service needs to be good for all the customer inside, but all the customer must be feeling happy to do them. So like it's a positive sum game for the company and all the customers. Next slide. And there's the modeling approach, the user satisfaction inside, then the participant needs to be highly convenient and convinced that the smart home devices are helping them through the daily life. Next slide. And then this is a summary of findings from all the smart home user. They found it smart home to be saving energy, saving money, reduce activities, enhance leisure, increase comfort, in its inner peace, saves time, make things less effort, and promote time. And that's all for this presentation. Thank you all.
Contribution to the presentation one by one. What is your individual contribution to the presentation? Your contribution.
My contribution, I'm using PPT and I will have a demonstration.
Are you checking F1?
Okay, what is the demerit of smart home technology? The negative effects of the smart home technology. What is the negative effect of smart home technology?
Privacy. Because you don't know your life, like how to live in your home, but your the AI in your home adjust your environment for what how you like what thing you want to. So more expensive than
The price issue, then?
Companies
So what's the conclusion in one line? State your presentation conclusion in one sentence.
how to make everyone more efficiency and low cost, and some negative effect how to avoid them. Thank you.
Group 9. has told you?
What?
Another member has given something, some message to you? Those who are not presented without information.
Okay, so we are going to be explaining again about the water distribution problem in Paraguay. For our last presentation, we already discussed about clean energy and we gave a brief overview of what we can do to solve the water crisis currently occurring. So, to give a brief summary of what the water problem is that not enough water is being transported to the rural areas and hence it affects cattle and crops and of course they are vital sources for income and exports. So why do we mention clean energy in this presentation? So first, what is the government doing? So based on our research, we have discovered that the transport of water is highly inefficient. It costs a lot of money and it gives out a lot of carbon dioxide and well, we have to reduce that. So how can we reduce that is that we can take examples from other countries.
So thanks to Cindy's introduction, and I'm going to talk about what other countries, how other countries are addressing their water crisis, and first of all, it's the water solar oasis, which is applied in Africa, and we all know that there's a Sahara Desert sitting across the middle of Africa, so they have a drought season which is very long and very harsh in Africa. And what they did was they built a lot of solar panels to generate power coming from the sun, the huge sun which is sitting on top of them. And they use this power to power the water pumps that can distribute water to nearly everywhere. And this method is not only very effective but also very efficient and cost friendly because it does not involve any human operation. And the next one is the canal water system, which is applied in the Middle East. And so we all know that there's several drought seasons in the Middle East. However, the difference is they have this natural resource, which is water running beneath the surface that they can use, and they took advantage of it and construct a lot of water pipe underground that allows the water to distribute to the area that needs water. And this method is very effective as well. So now we are going back to Paraguay, which we have introduced in the midterm and discuss how they can apply the resource that they have.
Okay, so how can we apply this to Paraguay considering of course Paraguay already has water sources. They have one of the world's largest water sources, which are two dams that are connecting to Brazil. And however, even with the large water source, how can we transport that to the rural areas? That is the problem that we are facing right now and the problem that was introduced in our midterm proposal. So how can we apply it? We have already discussed how other countries apply it. So is it possible to use that method to reach the same amount of efficiency? Actually, it is possible. Okay, so using the canal water system, that is for the long distance transport of water. And as for the solar panels, to actually distribute water in smaller quantities, it can be used to transport the water to the villages and homes in around the rural areas. However, it will take something to transport that water from those dams to those rural areas. So we can use the canal water system because that is a long distance and a large scale water transport system. And why is that a good conclusion? Because first, there will be way less carbon emissions, and second, it's more efficient because it transports a very large amount of water compared to the previous method of transporting it by vehicles. And that will be our proposal for what we are doing to solve the water crisis in Paraguay. Thank you.
How we will do it? What methods in other countries we suggest in Paraguay?
The first one is not water because from our research, how they transport
So
water.
Canada doesn't have enough.
They have, but our plan is to take a larger scale to actually transport more water. Because right now the canals are not transporting enough.
There was talk about eruption in other countries. A year ago, so in a higher scale or lower scale. We are reaching now suggest something that this is a method this system is not there, but can be implemented here and gives a good solution to transformation. We should present it in a good way, because presentation is not up to the marks. It's good, but not up to the marks. Okay, so what you suggest, which method should be used for that?
Oh, you want to
I will check the grade.
So, this one goes.
The marks is for everyone. What's your contribution towards this slide? Okay, they are, I want to invest. This work will change. What is your contribution to these slides? They make it and you understand. Bro, they have prepared it and you understand it. Okay, tell me.
Yeah, I know.
One
First score.
model in other countries you want to
I'm below
implement in
average.
Paris.
I'm below average.
Engineer students? You are engineer students?
Group A. Is the other member? They have to attend.
Hello.
One member claimed he had an accident. So
Maybe the one he tell me.
yeah, he said that he had an
Okay, okay. Yeah, I asked them.
yeah, he's on here.
Wait, so did she write anything for you? Oh, okay. Because I just wrote it and I got five.
Okay.
I wrote it.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. We're from Group 8, and since we were talking about, we were focusing on the SDG goal that is sustainable housing in communities, we decided to bring up the topic of net zero cement. So what we're going to talk about right now is the issue of cement, and why, if it's problematic, why don't we just use less concrete? And then after that, we will talk about how to reduce the emissions that are from cement, and we're going to talk about the goal from reducing cement emissions. Okay, so the issue from cement itself is that because almost everything that we use to build buildings, houses, etc., is made out of cement, right? Like this room right here is like made mostly out of cement, but the problem is that cement accounts for 8% of global carbon emissions, which might not sound a lot, but it's actually a very, very big amount in the whole picture. Now, the problem from cement comes from how it's made, not from the cement itself. The first one is that 40% of the emissions that are made during the making process of cement is coming from the kiln, while 60% comes from the preheating tower before the cement is made. Next slide. Now, if the use of cement is problematic in itself, then why can't we just use less concrete in building houses and building high-rises? Well, the reason is that is because cement is very, very cheap, but it's also reliable and safe. It's very, very strong. It can withstand a lot of pressure and weight. That's why it's always used a lot more than it should have, like 2 or 3 times more than it should be needed, because, well, people just want to play safe. They don't want the buildings that they build to collapse under any sort of stress or disasters. And it's also very difficult to substitute cement in foundations and columns, because they are basically the life of a building. If they're not good, then it won't last long and will lead to many catastrophes. But even if we can not just use concrete, but we can minimize the use. Next slide. Like this building, for example, the Parliament building in Scotland, they use concrete and also steel only where it's needed. So the rest is using laminated wood for the roof, and also for other structures that don't really sustain great weight. And by doing this, reducing excess cement, we can cut down emissions by roughly 26%, which is a very, very huge amount if we want to achieve net zero cement emissions. Next slide.
So there are several ways to reduce the emissions, and today we want to discuss some of them. The first one is changing the fuel used to heat the kiln. So typically cement plants use coal, petroleum, coke, and natural gas to heat the kiln to 1,450 degrees Celsius. And you can use electricity to heat the kiln, but it's harder to reach that high of a temperature using electricity heat. So cement plants started to burn different things such as industrial waste, trash, used tires, and it also makes cement plants a good place to incinerate trash. And switching fuels can cut emissions by roughly 7%.
Chemical process to make clinker. So cement, rock, and water are like the ingredients for making concrete. And there's like how most of the emissions are explained. Therefore, one tactic is to fine print cement, which is substitute for clinker. So the green cement is a form of cement produced with the help of a carbon negative manufacturing process. Green cement is made with industrial waste like slag and grime.
And the third way is carbon capture and storage, also called CCS. The first step is to capture the carbon dioxide and transport and storage in the underground or the sea. And it's an example, a company in Norway, and they store the carbon dioxide in the sea. Next page. And this is discovered by MIT engineers. When OPC is mixed with water, sand, and gravel material during the production of concrete, the concrete can store long-term of carbon dioxide, so they can turn concrete into an effective carbon sink. Next page.
Okay. Our conclusion is that net zero cement and net zero gas are closely interconnected. Take the construction industry in China as an example. Cement and concrete together account for nearly 17% of the total emissions. Through the approach mentioned above, we can make concerted effort to reduce carbon emission and achieve the net zero goals. Additionally, we can broaden our perspective to other industries, striving to discover more environmentally sustainable ways to advance technology and attain our goals. Thank you.
What do you suggest of zero cement? What is an alternative to cement? Without cement mixture with water and pebbles is complicated. The majority of the part is cement. What is an alternative? Green cement. Like example, how do you make? But if you consider Taiwan, you have fly ash here. No. Fly ash comes from the coal-based power plants. Or the steel business. Steel and coal is not here. Too much duty. So how do you get the tax? This is a low versus act. And right now, cement is manufactured from fly ash. 40% is fly ash. What your suggestions? Like use no cement or make environment like reducing from the sun? Which one you suggest? The reducing from the dust from the cement, which is maybe your solution should be concrete blocks, which can be seen by some. Thank you. The question is good.
Group 7.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to present about how 3D printing is related to the sustainable fundamental goals. And the first CDG, it's about ending poverty in all its forms everywhere. The target 1.5, which aims to enhancing the resilience and the post-disaster recovery capabilities from impoverished and vulnerable communities, reducing their exposure to extreme weather events, economical challenges, the social disruption, and environmental shocks and disasters. The 3D printing can directly stimulate this target because many benefits of 3D printing in a commercial setting apply in disaster relief and humanitarian aid as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna focus on how 3D printing can help in times of disaster. So first of all, 3D printing can make things right when they are needed, and it will reduce the waiting time for things to arrive in disaster times. It will cut down the complicated processes that getting supplies can create, and also it can produce parts right on the spot. 3D printing also can create custom items whenever we need them, and build homes or shelters after some disaster like an earthquake, a flood, or a tornado. It also can save a lot of money that can cost getting a lot of supplies, and it can make things easier and more affordable for people when they need it the most.
So a second way in which 3D printing can benefit the SDG1, it's related to the target 1.1, which aims to eliminate extreme poverty everywhere. What is extreme poverty everywhere? Currently, it's defined as living less on 1.25 US dollar per person per day. The 3D printing holds significant potential for repeatedly creating opportunity jobs and employment opportunities and reducing poverty. 3D printing lets people create special things or very complicated things for very little money. And this helps folks everywhere to break free from poverty.
We also included a second SDG, which is SDG 7, that focuses on affordable and clean energy. The way this SDG is connected to 3D printing is that it aims to increase the use of renewable energy globally. 3D printing can help with storing energy and using more renewable energy resources. It can make things more efficient, and it can save a lot of money, and it can make a big difference in emergency situations when people need it, which is related to SDG1. It can also directly support the goal of having more clean and affordable energy worldwide.
So for the thermal energy storage, example for utilizing industrial waste heat or battery integrated wind power, well, basically, this is 3D printing helps make better systems for use and store heat energy. This is very useful because it helps saving energy from factories or the wind power. And also for clean energy, 3D printing helps improving fuel cells, which are like batteries for energy, making them work even better.
And I'm going to focus also in how storing electrical energy can help to deal with the renewable energy sources that already exist. So these sources are the ones like solar or wind. They don't produce like continuously an all amount of power all the time. Like they depend on the sunlight or the wind currents, on climatic stuff. And we need good ways to store the energy they make to use it more properly. And this is where 3D printing comes in, creating parts for batteries and even a whole battery itself. Many scientists have found before that using 3D printing can make better batteries than the actual batteries that exist now. And they can boost how the performance of batteries overall. They can also make storing heat energy more efficiently. By using 3D printing, we can improve how we use the energy itself. And this is crucial if we want to use more renewable energy sources for global energy mix. And that's it.
Thank you so much.
Take any of the examples where 3D printing helps in a smarter way of solving problems for them. You already explained that. 3D, state any examples where 3D printing is applicable for solving some of the problems. You stated that 3D printing has been solving some of the SDGs. State any examples. Faster efficiency. It's a line taking process. It's not very powerful. What are some examples, real-time examples where 3D printing plays an important role or solves some of the problems? State any examples.
So, there's an example when there's other events comes, we can use 3D printing for making it's also a process, but it's not like a real house, it's like a type of refuge for them until they get somewhere else to go.
So, if we talk about the example of
How 3D printing can solve the transportation problem? How the transportation of some components can be reduced through 3D printing?
we can obtain like small parts or small components of like more complicated things to get more easier instead of actually trying to get them from our country, or they will take more time to actually export them to necessary towns.
State some of the industry.
For example, years, I don't know, like technical to like engineering things that we use
In the automobile industry,
over
you want to
years.
get some part, maybe it's developed in Germany, there's German car like Audi, and they want some component, it can be 3D printed here, and they can sell design and transportation cost can be reduced. This is an example. Okay, thank you.
Alright, team 6. Yeah. Yeah, we in time. Yeah, we still have. Okay. Let's start.
Hello everyone. Today we from Group 6 will be presenting about SDG 9 and 11 in online shopping. So these are the names. And then, so in this presentation we will cover inspiration, the problems, and then the solution, and also how will it affect the future.
Why did we choose the theme? Because of this point. First, consumer trend. In recent years, online shopping has become one of the global consumer trends, and understanding its rise and impact can provide insight. Second, market competition. Analyze the competitive strategies and innovation of major e-commerce platforms to help understand industry dynamics. Third, consumer behavior research. Explore consumer preference in online shopping and expectation for the digital shopping experience. Fourth, technology trend. Explore how technology is changing the online shopping experience. And the picture is show online shop income is increased years and year.
Okay, I will talk a bit about the problems that online shopping can have. We can start by how the package and the flow of it goes. For example, usually whenever we buy something online, it's a very linear flow in which the customer buys something, and then the seller buys a good, he distributes the packages, and then delivers to the customer. However, we want to change that. We don't want it to be linear. We don't want it to be that linear. We want something that is more like a cycle. Why? Because we want customers to return. We want customers to come back and think this is a very convenient way of buying things. What we're looking here is we're trying to improve the efficiency of online shopping. So, what are some of the problems? I'm just going to mention them briefly and then I'm going to explain a bit more about them. The material to pack the goods are often unrecyclable plastic bags, a delayed packet distribution, and of course the CO2 emission. So, what happens with sometimes the not eco-friendly packages? There has been a lot of different climate crises, like environmental crises, that are regarding the different types of packaging. For example, we have the packing materials which increased 460 times in recent 20 years. And of course, this stat might seem a bit exaggerated, but it's just to show how bad the situation is. There are 2.1 billion kilogram trash waste per year in Taiwan. This can build 4,000 Taipei 101 towers. This is a stat from 2022. And of course, most packaging materials are low value to recycle. So Also, one of the other problems that we have in this entire thing is the slow distribution. What happens with the slow distribution? The searching online shoppers led to a buildup of packages in distribution centers. Of course, it's something we could see very clearly in the pandemic, in which we were not ready to handle that amount of packaging. So what happened? We got an overload. People could not handle that amount of packaging. So then we had problems like, then of course we have the problems that sometimes certain products or certain things may be cheaper or more convenient in the physical store rather than the online store. And also, of course, the pandemic phenomenon in which there was an increase, but like a very great exponential increase in package deliveries.
And the third part is back delivery. And we know the pandemic affects the delivery work. And many drivers can now work, but there are many people buying things online, so they need to more delivery, many times to drive. But more delivery trucks CO2 emissions rise. Like the left pictures, the truck, just the dirty gases come out from the truck, and it affects the air. And the third one is the danger from truck drivers. As we see from the right pictures, this shows Taiwan's car accident rate in 2018. And as we see, the big trucks and the small trucks accident rate is the highest in the all. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the solutions. First problem is packaging. So we're going to, we get two ways to solve this. First is find new materials that is eco-friendly. And second one is recycle packaging materials like recycled papers or cardboard boxes. The first one is paper packaging. And what I said, some companies start to use cartons or papers to wrap the sticks. And I find a new materials. New materials is called honeycomb papers, and it's made like recycled paper pulp and green power energy, so it's totally eco-friendly, and it can pack more easily than used to. We use bubble wraps and plastic bags, and it's easier to store, like the left picture. And the second one is use reusable packaging. Like Taiwanese example is Shopee. Shopee recently used hard plastic box to send, and Uniqlo use reusable bags.
Okay, so to keep brief, what we want to show and like what we want to do with this entire thing is we want to simply make this entire thing more efficient. One of the proposals of this is the smart distribution system, in which we want to automate entirely the process of the delivery. How we do this? Get the packages information by codes or NFC sticks, then all of this will be distributed by robot arms, and then this will be transported by conveyors or pallet robots.
Okay, this is delivery part. We want to use self-driving and IoT systems to make the delivery more smart. And this is my high school project, and it's used MBA to simulate the self-driving and auto delivery.
You have 1 minute.
Okay. And also just to close up, then we have also the different alternatives of, for example, having drone delivery, which would have no carbon emission. It will become much more efficient and quick. And of course, we would not have the necessity of using roads. However, this could have other different complications. And what is our future expectation with this? That smart delivery incorporates advanced technology like AI, IoT, autonomous vehicles to make the delivery process much more faster and efficient. And also, like just reducing in general the entire environmental impact of all this. We want it to be as environmentally friendly as possible. Thank you for.
suggest which one should be more better alternative to online shopping? Like the issues are delivery and packaging. So which one is the most to be changed quickly? Which can easily change Despite of packaging and delivery, what are other issues in online shopping?
One of the main issues that can happen is also like the pace, also the fact that not every single site of online shopping is completely trustworthy. Shopping has a lot of sellers that may not be completely verified, or may not be completely trusted.
This is the major problem. Initial problem. Any other issues? Any other issues with the online shopping?
Sometimes it can be one of the things that give you
trustworthy verification or what is it? Despite of these two problems.
Just improving the entire efficiency of the delivery. So, for example, the thing we mentioned about automating the entire process.
Is the feedback system in online shopping is trustworthy?
It really depends on the site. I cannot really confirm it on any site.
It's the feedback, what they are suggesting, or the rating they are suggesting is trustworthy. Or they are manipulating it. What uses? What with your personal experience?
Based on my personal experience, I would suggest like step up to some point like
The rating if they have given like a 5-star or 4-star, trustworthy or not?
Like Shopee, they just give a $10 coupon, just give it, just like it. We want to deliver it more faster, not just the $10.
Group 5.
as usual. What's the worksheet? Yeah, the worksheet you're missing. Yeah,
Okay. Start.
Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation on traffic power plants. Let's get started. So yes, you heard that right. What is this traffic power plant we're proposing? a power plant for renewable energy. I know, not exactly novel. We know the usual culprits: solar, wind, hydroelectric energy. However, with this innovation, we're proposing the utilization and exploitation of the convenient setting of everyday traffic to harness and convert multiple forms of energy, while focusing on space optimization and efficiency. Before we get into the meat of it, my partners are going to provide some pretext of how this innovation came to be.
So this is supposed to be my teammate's part of speech, but I'm gonna just say it for him. And one of our first things that we gonna do, not technically, but it's kind of like the first things that we'll be talking about. Basically, it's the traditional wind turbine. So our traffic power plants, it starts from the innovation of the traditional one. Basically, the traditional one, it works as catching winds by a large 3-fan blade with the propeller-like blades. And the most common design is the one that you're seeing up here, which is the one that is really tall and that it catches all the wind and it takes up a lot of space in the air. And there is a lot of advantage to this type of design, with it having low operation costs, because operating these, we don't need to do anything because the wind is doing the work itself, which is turning the turbine, the wind turbine. And it is very efficient in land use also, because it takes up a little amount of space and it uses renewable energy. Also, the drawback is visual pollution, where we can't see anything because it covers a lot. Negative effect on surrounding environment, and it is also intermittent.
Next up, we have the traditional solar panel, and the solar panel basically works by exposure to the photons of sunlight, and it harnesses that energy to create electrical energy. The advantages being that it's renewable and clean source of energy that's being produced and reduces greenhouse gas emissions and lower electricity bills. The drawbacks, they depend on the availability, and they are intermittent in the fact that it's affected by the intensity of the sunlight, requires cleaning, and have high initial costs. Now, let's see how exactly this looks. So we're basically combining the solar panel and the wind turbine, and we get this. So this was actually placed in Turkey. What exactly is this? It looks quite interesting, but let's talk about it. We have the wind turbine plus a solar panel installed between the traffic to capture the wind currents, and it exploits the fact that a lot of cars are passing by and a lot of wind current is being wasted and it's just left behind. So now we talk about the advantages, as in the visual pollution that's being eliminated, because when you drive cars, you don't really have to look around and see that not so good looking thing. And we also have space efficient in its deployment, being the empty spaces between the roads. We also have the heightened generation of renewable energy, and it harnesses the neglected generated wind currents by passing traffic. And also it's very consistent because there's a lot of traffic going on. Disadvantages being construction of these may disrupt traffic, and also similar drawbacks of high initial costs due to difficulty of planning the infrastructure of this invention. This is due to the wind turbines needing direct grid connection to connect their kinetic energies to its respective generators. And we have, this is one that was talked about last time. You gave us some feedback on the cost. Let's talk about private costs and social benefit, and the fact that there's a lot of high private costs here. The government has to invest in the infrastructure and the materials to make this, but we also have to talk about that there's a lot of great returns in energy savings, and also low frictional costs, as in it's really easy to do maintenance on this, and it has low liability and high sustainability. It also increases the productivity in needed industries, as in biodegradable materials will be demanded when they are produced, and this will help them grow in the industries.
Okay, here are the SDGs that we're focused on. The first one is the affordable and clean energy, which is the 7th SDG. The goal of this SDG is to create a sustainable energy and pushing countries to make technological advancement and innovate ways of generating the new energy. And also the contribution of the technology that we offer. The first one, it helps increasing efficiency in generation of renewable energy, because renewable energy means cost efficient. And it also can be the counteraction of the fossil fuel powered vehicle.
So like the goal is basically make cities and urban settlements more inclusive, like safe and reliable. So and yeah, so basically, as you can see. So like one of the many like there are many future development for this. Like one of the main one is like, because now just utilizing the energy to its utmost. So that's why the future plans to like place it near electric powered MRTs or airports. And like basically redesign it to make it like look better.
Can contribute with lighter and durable materials using recycled composite materials. And the wind direction will change with the 4 seasons of the year. The bands are combined with the intelligent control system to change the rotation and go according to the wind direction.
Thanks for listening.
Almost the same thing as the last one. What's the improvement from last year?
Well, I tackled the only feedback we got, which is like the cost, and like the materials we're using to like cut costs.
Last time we actually said like to use carbon.
What is the demerit of using this traffic lights, this traffic pop? What are the demerits or the negative effects of using this traffic?
On the long run, it might like cost more people to like repair it if it were to broke down. Because like if you have like huge towers, then it's like because like you don't have a lot of sensor. This probably like takes a lot everywhere, so it's kind of like you need to have like workers to like fix it. So that's why
The street lights is the solar panel and why you put the mechanical box?
It's not necessarily like a complicated mechanism. It's just like
mechanical. And compare the cost with solar panel, same amount.
because like because like as I said, we are aiming to like protect the we're aiming to like utilize the energy. So because as I said, like now if you like want to ride a car, it's like already like putting out like the toxins into the nature. So we're trying to utilize it. That's why we
like we're directly like intercepting that like
What do you suggest that this is feasible to be applicable or replace solar power? What's your personal opinion?
Why don't we have it
I'm not. What's your opinion to replace a solar panel with this small power plant? What's your contribution in this slide? What you have done in this slide? What's your
Group 4.
contribution?
Hello everyone, so we are from Group 4. Today we are going to present our PPT, which is, if you remember from last time, our topic is actually a robot. And this time we're going to focus on the medical one. Okay. So in here you see, this is our target. We will focus on the fourth one, which is reducing the non-communicable diseases through prevention, treatment, and mental health promotion. So how to actually achieve this SDG, which is the third one, good health and well-being. So we have some things that you can see here, how we can focus on it. First one, like the robot can monitor the patient's health, at the status at home at all times in a prevention role. Second one is utilizing artificial intelligence technology, which makes us possible to engage in the conversations with individuals living alone, providing emotional support and other way. The third one is robots can also remind patients to take their medication, ensuring completeness and smooth progress of their treatment. So here you can see the social problem with population aging. In this graph, we can see that prediction in 2050 there will be more older persons than children under 15. And here you can see the blue line is based on children under 5. And the red line is person above 60, and the yellow line is children under 15. So from 2015, we can see that the persons who have aged above 60 is on 101 million, where the children under 15 in that year also, 2015, is still higher than the person aged 60 plus. And based on the prediction that we get, in 2023, person who is above 60 will actually increase a lot, where at 2050 it might actually overlap children who is under 15. And the impact of this population aging will decrease the working age of population and weaken the productivity, rapidly increasing demand for healthcare and long-term care, which results in a significant burden on social welfare, subsequently influencing on the overall prospectivity and decline of industries. These two pictures are the two robots that we included in our last presentation, which is care robot and delivery robot. And here, now we have some applications of robot that we can do in the medical field. So first of all is robotic surgery. You can use robots in a surgery method where, as we know, humans are not perfect, so they can make mistakes. Even the smartest doctor or like the most experienced doctor can make mistakes. In that way, robots can come in to fill in the faults that humans have. The second one is telemedicine and remote monitoring. So these robots can be used to help the patients, to remind them on like health care, and also send them to monitor like monitor them on like which area they should also take care of. And this third one is physical therapy, where this robot can help people who has done a surgery or maybe has got an injury in some places where they need to actually regain back their mobility and their strength. And this robot can also help by assisting in the therapy. The fourth one is drug dispensing and inventory management. So hospitals or maybe pharmacy, there will be a lot of drugs and medicines where if people actually manage to put them in the inventory by themselves, it will take a long time. And probably they have some mistakes where they put some drugs in the wrong places. And this robot can actually help the hospitals and pharmacy to manage all of this without any error.
So my teammate has introduced several types of robots which can assist people in range of medical procedure. So now let's dive into the advantages of medical robot. So the first advantages of the medical robot is decrease the blast flow. So as we know, robot can reach a higher part than human ability. So it improves the precision, accuracy, density, consistency, and efficiency. So as we know, if we can operate it a small wound, we will decrease the amount of blood that can be lost during our surgical procedure. And the second advantage for this is that quick healing. So as we know, if the smaller the size of the wound, it will shorten the duration of recovery, and with the better results such as quick healing, less visible scar, and also decrease the chance of getting infected by external bacteria. The third reason for this is the reduced risk of surgery. So as we know, robot is more accurate than human. As soon as we put the algorithm into the foundation of the robot, it can perform according to what we have set up. So with accuracy, precision, and efficiency, robot is a good approach in such surgical procedure. So even robot has lots of advantages. There are some parts that we can improve our robot in terms of surgery. So first of all is the advanced software application. So as we know, a doctor use a computer to control the surgical procedure. So, and also in terms of electronic gadget, hardware and software are both important. So even we have a good hardware, improved by engineering. If we have like the old-fashioned algorithm in the bias, it's hard for a robot to perform well to reach the point where the whole healthcare system relies on robot. Second of this is the more precision. So as we know, even the precision of robot is pretty high. There are some conflicts and controversial people who cannot entirely persuaded by this implementation of robots. So we have to decrease the scar and pain caused by surgery in order to persuade them. So let's dive into potential innovation and future perspective. So in the innovation in the future, as we know, robots play a crucial role in the development of healthcare across the globe. And the market is expected to reach $12.7 billion by 2025 and create a potential strong growth investment in the sector. So the future of patient care is undeniably being impacted by robotics. The current application and potential future development is a glimpse of healthcare system where precision, efficiency, and accessibility are promoted. So the continued advancement and fusion of robotic and healthcare system promise to revolutionize how we provide and receive care and improve outcome experiences. So that's our end our presentation, and thank you.
Some people did medical well loss.
There are some persons who do the job because the robots are facilitating that.
can I also add up?
Yeah.
So as we know, the robots obviously electricity at race through the market. So if there are some power outages that maybe the integrator in the hospital has a problem, it might not work for the hospital itself. I mean, that's likely to happen very soon.
Which you prefer to give an example that can be used in at least 20 way, which is not presently used, any future way, which you think that robot can be placed there?
The most likely way that we can apply the what they call is electricity, which is like for vulnerable country or non-people country, if we need like a serious treatment for some specific kind of illness. So we need an expert or some doctor with highly experience, which only have in developing countries. So we can let the patient inside a room surrounded by medical or surgery robots, and let the doctor in the developing country apply his knowledge, performance, and performance on medical.
You know this term is known as tele-robotics. Tele-robotics. Yeah. In space, we can apply it. Some of the concepts like persons are disabled, some restaurants, a robot is there, and the disabled person can talk for taking orders. Tele-robotics. It's a term called tele-robotics. Maybe you can search it for
Group 3.
Okay, can we start?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, now we're gonna start. Okay. We're from Team 3, and just as reminders to you guys that our product is like to change fossil fuels electricity in Taiwan to renewable energy using the marine energy, and our product is current turbine marine energy. This is our members.
So the problem that we're facing is this: that Taiwan, as we know, the Taiwanese energy consumption relies more on imported goods, and Taiwan also has already planned to create a solar project, but the tensions between countries can lead to disruption in our supplies, and Taiwan's position in the world geopolitics is not really stable. So we would need an energy source that is reliable and sustainable. Okay, so what is this concern? So the first concern is that the fossil fuel reliance. So as we know, fossil fuel is not sustainable, it's not renewable, and it can deplete. And also there is less competitive in the global market, and there's not much investment in it. And also environmental degradation, that we have to make sure that we got our energy from a sustainable source that doesn't degrade the environment, and also in high cost in long term. So maybe fossil fuel is affordable now, but in the future it might keep decreasing and be more expensive as time goes.
So for our solution, we decided to go with marine energy. So marine energy is also known as hydrokinetic energy. It is energy that is harnessed from catching from the water, harnessed from the movement of the water. Tidal energy is energy that generates electricity from capturing the kinetic energy from the ocean, from under the waves of the water. So why is current turbine marine energy good? Like, why did we choose it? So we chose it for the environment, as it would reduce CO2 emission from the fossil fuels, and also for a reliable and consistent amount of energy production. So we also chose it because it is more stable than solar energy or wind energy, which is very weather dependent. So tidal energy is more consistent and reliable.
The next part we're going to discuss is tidal marine popular. No, it isn't popular due to the large amount of funds required for the construction of electricity station. The comparison of conventional electricity generation with the advancement of technology, the cost of the tidal power generation is getting lower and lower, and more countries are beginning to invest. For example, South Korea built the world's largest tidal power station in 2011. Currently, more than 20 tidal power stations have been built around the world.
Okay, next is Taiwan's energy development goals. Number one is reducing coal-fired energy. After the units are decommissioned, they are converted into natural gas-fired units. And number two is increasing natural gas-fired energy. Because natural gas has low carbon characteristics. So, in addition to replace relatively high carbon coal, and the long-term goal is to maintain, and the long-term goal is to match it with renewable energy to maintain stable power supply. Number three is developing green energy. Taiwan now is mainly focused on solar power and wind power. And number four is non-nuclear. Nuclear power unit will be decommissioned in 2025 to achieve denuclearization.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about power production. So there is a big potential in exporting the ocean current to produce power, and this is the data that we show. And how to calculate it? Basically, we take the calculation for kinetic energy and use the density of the water and the speed of the current, and we will get the energy that the value for energy and the power. Okay, continue. And for turbine power, it has a big advantage compared to wind power, because even though ocean current is much slower than wind, but it has a bigger density, so it produces more power. Okay. This is the drawbacks and consideration and the solutions. We use anchor to construct it. Okay. And we use AEA, environmental impact assessment, to make sure it doesn't harm any life. Okay. And we also use non-corrosive materials, cattle protection, and regular maintenance.
Okay, I think we're gonna skip this part because of the times. So which areas should we focus on first, according to the site research? It's Ilan Shelf and Taiwan Straits Shelf. It's because of you can see the reservoir visibility here, like, here. And also the visualization, where it looks like the turbine looks like. So, yeah. And wait. And also this is like the metal that is resistant to the corrosion, and also the turbines, and also the anchor, the helix anchor that is perfect for the smooth sands of the Taiwan seabed. So, thank you.
So as the conclusion, marine energy is greener than wind and solar because it depends on weather. In Taiwan, it's crucial for reaching sustainable energy goals. Also, water turbines can generate 1 megawatt efficiently using less space than wind turbines, making marine energy cost-effective and eco-friendly with fewer materials. Why it's using lesser space? Because in water is denser than air. That's it.
Major disadvantages of research. Major disadvantages of research. Disadvantage. Is that my question? Is that my question? Major disadvantages of research. What's your contribution in science? The fourth one. So what you suggest this can be implemented in Taiwan? Anyone can answer. Major disadvantage.
But we have found ways like we cannot create it yeah, because of the time and actually the language is environment.
Whether your equipment will be on the surface of the sea or under the bed under.
That's why we designed the turbine as it's not like the usual wind turbine that's like, but it's like using the hydro blades, something like that. And it's safe for the fish because fish can go through blade. Yeah.
And then we have been implemented in small scale.
Any examples where this is already being implemented in other parts of the world?
Yes, there is in South America. They have a lot of rivers, and this company developed this turbine, this small turbine that you can just install it next to the river, and it will direct and transfer from the river. It's small, and it doesn't harm the fish. The fish can get go through it just fine, and it doesn't finish.
Group 2.
I'm not sure.
Okay, hello everyone. Today we are from Group 2 going to present about nanotechnology in healthcare. So this is a table of contents. We're going to introduce about nanotechnology, challenges, and also nanotechnology brings to the table, example of cancer treatment with nanotechnology, how to detect cancer, conclusion and closing.
Alright, so nanotechnology. What exactly is nanotechnology? In hindsight, nanotechnology is the manipulation of matter at the atomic and molecular level. That is what is known as nanotechnology. Scientists and engineers are able to develop novel materials and gadgets with distinctive qualities by operating at the minuscule scale. And it is used to revolutionize many kinds of industries, including electronics, energies, and medical. Something that we will be talking about right now. For instance, in medicine, nanotechnology may be utilized to create new tools for diagnosis or to directly administer medications to sick cells, directly. Nanotechnology has the potential to improve solar cell efficiency and provide novel energy storage methods. Additionally, it can also be used in electronics to be utilized to build computers that are quicker and more potent.
All right, so what does nanotechnology bring to the table? Well, for one, we have precise control, because nanotechnology allows us to manipulate matter on a molecular and atomic level. This provides us with the ability to control the material's properties. We also have enhanced properties, as was discussed through the precise control, and this would include higher strength, harder materials, and more durable materials as well. And of course, because of the size of nanotechnology, we have the property of it being very lightweight. We also have energy efficiency. This is important in the advancement of batteries, and we have miniaturization, which is where we can create more powerful and compact systems. And this is very important in electronics. So the healthcare system, the health sector, is possibly the most benefited from the applications of nanotechnology. And we can see the contributions of nanotechnology through the diagnostics, nanomedicine, nanoimplants, and nanobiosensors. With that being said, we would like to propose the use of nanotechnology for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 3, which is focused on health, ensuring healthy lives, and promoting well-being for all at all ages.
We are talking about the use of microsensors. Microsensors, tiny morpho enzymes, can detect cancer. They are like super small tools. They react to special things in our body fluids linked to cancer. This helps to find cancer quickly and accurately, allowing doctors to act faster and create personalized treatments. Using microsensors in medical tools can make identifying diseases, including cancer, earlier and less invasive. To find cancer, how does it work? Microsensors use two-step process. First, they are customized with special parts that like cancer signs. When they touch our blood or other fluids, when they stick to these sites, then they create a signal that we can measure, helping us know if there is cancer and how much. It's a clever way to catch cancer early and be more precise about it.
So now about treating cancer with nanomaterials, there are three examples here: nanomedicine, drug delivery system, and breast implants or implants. So for nanomedicine, it's for prevention and treatment of disease. There's a lot of examples, but there are three of them, which is carbon nanotubes, fullerenes, and quantum dots. As for drug delivery system, it's actually the process of how the medicine be to the target cells or targeted cancer cells. The size of nanoparticles varies from or 1 until 100 to 100 to 2000 and 2500 nanometers. It depends if it's ultra fine or fine. These are the example of drug delivery system. And as for breast implants, nanofibers and nanoparticles have great advantages in breast implants and have the potential to revolutionize cancer diagnosis and treatment. Utilizing nanotechnology to manufacture breast implant can improve their state.
From the things that have been said earlier, you would think that adopting nanotechnology into healthcare would be a given. Well, sadly, that is not the case. Although nanotechnology has a promising future and has the potential to be like one of the cure for all sickness, right? Truth is, adopting nanotechnology is not as easy as it seems due to many clinical challenges. Some of these challenges are as follows: certain hazards and risks. Some things like biocompatibility, antibody systems, and general risk. Biocompatibility refers to how a nanotechnology reacts to each and every body. Nanotechnology, it reacts differently. Like the body, it reacts differently to every nanotechnology. Antibody system refers to the use of. Alright.
Just say one or two lines about it. Say the conclusion.
In summary, technology, the manipulation of matter at the atomic and molecular level, over groundbreaking possibility across industry and especially in healthcare, its precision, control, and ability to enhance material property has led to innovation in diagnosis, drug delivery, and cancer treatment. Nanotechnology has enabled the development of advanced tools like microbiosensor and therapy such as photothermal therapy for cancer. Despite this potential challenge like biocapability and reactivity in the human body must be just for safe implementation. In conclusion, while the adoption of technology-based challenge is transformative potential both promise for achieving the goal of ensure healthy life and well-being for all. As outlined by the United States, the continuous exploration of technology application is key to advancing medical practice and improving our life.
Take any of the examples which the nanotechnology is using. One of them is real-time example. Real-time example. What do you mean by real-time? Real-time means it is already biosensors. Yeah, biosensors. Yeah, it is currently being used right now. Yeah, things like that. Actually, it's not only used to detect cancer, sickness in general. Like that, you can cater towards detecting cancer, but other diseases.
For instance, there is
learned about eczema and about stents, which are placed in the
stents, yeah.
stents, which are placed from the arteries of the heart, where it is blocked. This is a real time.
Oh yeah, I
actually whenever you are answering state any one of the examples, whenever you are and presenting the slides, don't write the pans out. Make it into points, bullets. Whenever you are presenting. Present it with bullets and highlights. Don't write it slowly. No one goes to read it. So, write bullets, everyone can explain that.
Group 1.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are the first group, and we are today are going to talk about a little more about the using of AI to help low-level communities.
For our content, it's like we have AI predictability, issues in low community, and then how AI prediction and how else, and phishing spot prediction and conclusion. What is AI predictability? How like AI predictability can be used for our life? This technology is like from under the umbrella of AI include machine learning, and machine learning enables software application to become more accurate to like predicting outcomes without being explicitly programmed to do so. And then what is AI predictability, for example? And you can see AI predictability can use for schedule AI a norm of rules, and then he can follow the rules, and then he can predict on time, and then sometimes AI can social with you with for now AI can social with interaction. Next. And then the issues in low-level commodity country is like for the global warming now is very high. So like low-level commodity countries mostly really on farming, and then like we cannot produce some people and the economy going fall down now because because the global warming. And then because the climate change impact the environment, extreme sea level rise, extreme high temperature, and then
as you mentioned, if we give example, artificial intelligence and research that for provide agroclimatic forecast for Caribbean farmer, detect susceptible commodity and as for preventative plan, give accurate long weather forecast like how much it will rain and make sustainably grow for the sunny crop.
So, for our main purpose is basically how can AI help the number of the environment by predicting it. So nowadays we have advanced a lot, so we can say that massive warming as unprecedented natural disasters can save countless of lives. For example, we can by the use and the advance of AI on our lives, we can predict hurricanes, earthquakes, or many natural disasters. So that's the point about using the AI in these cases. For example, by systems like climate-control hurricane guidance, which allows people and professionals to be aware about the hurricane and the time that will arrive to any other country involved. Also to wildfires. Some of the natural disasters are not plainly accurate to predict as they happen very quick. But what we try to investigate is how AI can propose this to the environmental, also to protect what is income danger as global warming as example. Also like floods, AI can ingest river gouts and precipitation data along high-common hydrological models to predict flood timing, severity, and damage. Volcanic eruptions is also predictable thanks to this in artificial intelligence, which allows everyone to get a step ahead, so we can predict the natural disaster and save many lives. Also earthquakes, to shorter earthquakes, creation is not possible. The random natural fault dynamics is something extension that could happen. Fires also is not that accurate, but it also can be thanks to AI being
more aware to it and also can help the professionals that on this area.
And also AI had vision for prediction for coastal area. AI had vision mobility new before as the traditional vision sports are gradually became excessive due to the climate change. And also the just using minor structure analysis to trace where the fish has gone. As our conclusion, in the development of low-level climatic intelligence, promises a venue for positive transformation, and also application in agriculture, education, healthcare, and other sectors. It shows that AI has the potential to uplift the quality of life for individuals. However, as we embrace the benefit of AI, it's also crucial to address the challenges that may arise. Thank you.
Major issues you have to implement AI in these communities? What you suggest? I think that these are the major issues which arise for implementing AI techniques.
We decided to use the 3 and 14 about the which looks like the environmental warming, like to predict the environmental warming that like for example global warming and also like spreading natural disasters. Also to these communities which are more like open to receive these natural disasters.
What are the issues which arise to get these communities through the AI? Give them the AI, which issues are
Issues. As we mentioned, we are more like about natural disasters, about the
that is a common issue in the overall area, not by this people. What are the issues which the people will have to adopt AI?
It's not like most of the people to adopt AI, it's more for professionals to protect these people. Also, for example, for farmers, it's another option like for farmers to introduce them the artificial intelligence to protect them.
Low education like farmers. What are the problems? The disadvantages. The first question was how to educate low community people. Make it user-friendly and its guidelines. The education is a major issue to educate them. You have a technology, but the people are not so educated, the farmers are not so educated to use that technology. So you have an issue of educating them, initial stage. So that was my question, and that was answered. What goes for AI? Which is an example, real-time example of AI being implemented among the low-level communities. Any examples you can banking service care? Those who are not converted, because that will affect your overall marks. If all are speaking, all are not speaking, it's fight for everybody.
Oh.
State every observation examples using correctly these low-level communities. State any of the examples which are currently being used. What is your Thank you. So thank you everyone for this semester. So today introduction to engineering is finally over. The classes are over. No need to come for the next classes. And may best wishes for your future. Thank you.
Professor? I've already got it.